I'm pleased to introduce the next technical presentation, but just before I do that, a quick reminder that we have live headsets at the back in both live translations in French and English if you need that. I'm very excited to introduce our next speaker, who will be speaking on behalf of NOV on Offshore Production's FPSO and FLNG story. Cobie Loper, SVP Operators and Geographic Sales. Please welcome him to the stage.
Good afternoon. Can y'all hear me all right? Yes. Well, really appreciate everybody coming to join me today, and appreciate the conference organizer and allowing me to share my story. So today we're going to talk about FPSOs and FLNGs, but more about the challenges around those and what the industry is doing to develop new technologies and advance efficiency, lower emissions, and improve the performance and longevity of the assets. So to get started, I just want to calibrate you on NOV. We've been around 150 years. We're about an $8 billion business. We focus in all phases of offshore and onshore production, drilling, downhole, and the facilities production side. We're divided into two groups, as you see here. Energy equipment is our large major capital business. So that includes our topsides business, our APL business, our subsea flexible pipe business. We also have intervention and frac and stimulation business for onshore and conventionals, as well as production and midstream, which is more the flow assurance and flow improvement business. Energy products and services, that is our quick cycle transactional business. That's all drill string, downhole tools, directional drilling, well site services, completion tools, and fiberglass. So as you'll see, NOV is from the bottom of the wellhead to the very next stage in transmission. So with that expertise, we've developed a very strong business. We've acquired about 120 companies over our existence, and we consider ourselves a technology provider. So we're not a one widget player, we play in all of the food chain. So no other company covers the entire supply food chain, value chain as broadly as NOV. And the message today that I want you to take away with you is that an OEM is not somebody you contact at the end of your project kickoff when you've got all your specs written and you're ready to move the project forward. You need to bring your OEMs early to identify opportunities to improve your project, to develop, bring new technology to the table, but also help align and find solutions that will improve the performance and execution of your projects. So this is our FPSO FLNG technical portfolio. As I mentioned, we cover from the subsea wellhead all the way up to the offloading line. So we have our process solutions. So this includes our gas technologies, water, solids, oil, gas. So we have complete suite of processing capabilities. We have loading and offloading systems to get off of your FPSO into your VLCCs. We have chokes and boarding valves. We have subsea structures. We also have our support and services. So again, through the life cycle of your project, we can be there to help develop it, all the way to extending the life to decommissioning. We also have our lifting and handling systems. This includes our cranes, trolleys, and all of the onboard equipment needed to facilitate the safe operation of the FLNG FPSO. We also are one of the world's largest provider of composites to the oil and gas business. So this includes composite pipes, structures, and vessels. So the importance there is the ability to reduce weight, less corrosion, less people offshore. And we'll touch on that here in a second. We have our APL business line. So that's our turret, swivel, moorings, chain stoppers, and tensioners. So that's associated with an FPSO FLNG. We also have offloading systems for buoy transfer and other systems that support the final export of your oil. Flexible pipe is a big part of our business. So you can see there under the water line, that's all of our flexible pipe from the wellhead to the vessel. We design and provide that whole system as one. And then finally, we have some subsea disruptive technologies, including our subsea produced water treatment and water injection, as well as we're working on subsea chemical storage and other areas below the sea line. So again, you can see that broad variety of capabilities that allow us to really bring value to our clients, not just one piece at a time. We understand that whole value chain and how things work below the waterline, above the waterline, and how to optimize that whole system. So we're different. We're not just a one widget player. We're OEM expertise. That's what we do. We buy companies that are technology driven, oil and gas related, and money makers. And we allow them to incubate and grow, and we provide them the funding to improve and grow their technology. Superior technologies, as I mentioned, getting in early and being part of your system allows us to implement those technologies, but also allows us to develop new technologies in the future. We can also deliver integrated systems, such as a full subsea flexible pipe solution, large topside solutions, as well as our other parts of our business. And then finally, we have our support and services, as I mentioned. After the fact, the ability to healthcare, maintain, keep you uptime, and optimize your business. One thing I didn't mention with our APL, we have BLM. That's a spread mooring equipment business, so both turret moored and spread moored, we can get all that stuff done. So, have you seen this curve before? I imagine you have, right? This is what the main message is today. If you take away anything, this is it. We are able to influence and provide more value when we're in that appraisal concept phase than once you get to the basic feed stage. The train is set and it's going. You don't have time to change. You've got long lead times on equipment. You can't change that process. You've got to decide, this is my development solution. So bringing a company like NOV in early allows us to really develop and optimize your solutions, not only for the execution certainty, but the operational uptime, the safety, lower emissions, and all of the key things that are driving the business today that we all have to deal with. So we are, hopefully, your trusted lifecycle technology partner. That's through execution excellence, operational excellence, and purposeful partnership. I think the key word there is partnership. Again, 3 bids and a buy. If that's kind of your motto, then maybe we're not the type of company you want to deal with. We want to bring value and partnership to be there for the lifetime and really bring the best delivery solutions for your projects. So just some examples of the broad nature of NOV and our outstanding history in the business. Our equipment, mechanical bits on rigs, we're on 156 floaters and 320 jackups, and we'll talk a little bit about what we're doing in the rig space. So if you've got a rig, more than likely you've got NOV kit on it, including top drives, handling, and all the challenging bits of the offshore rig. Support and service, we're all over the world. Excuse me. We've got 5 major spare hubs across the world, 650 field service technicians, and we're 24/7. So any challenges or issues you may have in your development or operational uptime, we're there to help and support you. Just a few more statistics for you. We've done over 275 projects per year in downhole technology motors in the Middle East, North Africa. So that's just one part of the world. We've handled over 34,000 tons of drill cuttings treated in zero discharge operations, resulting in a reduction of 61,000 skips. So this is something when you have to dispose and manage your waste management, NOV is the company to come to. We've delivered over 3 million feet of conductor casing with our Viper and XLW connectors supplied worldwide, so that's your first stages of your wells as well as your conductor supported platforms. 300,000 meters of premium drill string provided by our Grant Pride Crow business, and over 1,200 drill bits supplied with 169 in our Anderreamer Fast R tools. So again, each of these projects we develop, we learn, we improve, the technology evolves, bringing better delivery for you. 718 ton weight savings, as I mentioned earlier, with composites. So this allowed them to get under a 30,000 ton lift and be able to lift the topside on the platform. We had over 4,200 meters of handrails, 8,800 square meters of grading, and 294 pressure vessels. So 718 tons is a lot of weight. Think what you can put on processing equipment, more water injection equipment, more gas processing equipment, more riser hang-off. So trading that for something more value, plus you get the added benefit of the reduced corrosion. As I mentioned, our process systems group, we delivered over 21 meg systems 19 are in operation. We've done over 150 meg studies in 20 years. And as the industry evolves from oil into gas in this natural transition stage, NOV is a world leader in gas processing technology and production. We've had a 166% increase in performance, the life of the field by 15 years in separation and produced water treatment. So as I mentioned earlier, not only delivering the products, but being there for you as you bring on different oil, you bring on different fields, you've got to upgrade your equipment. We can come out there and help you increase the life, and we provide performance guarantees to support that. Flexible pipe, we supply all around the world from our two major manufacturing facilities. The key stat there is it's 6 times faster to install than rigid pipe. So it does give you a lot of flexibility in areas where you don't have a lot of tonnage for installation vessels. You're able to use smaller, more effective vessels. We've done over 200 systems and package deliveries turrets, so 51 turrets and 28 offshore terminals, 89 loading and offloading systems, and 32 shipboard equipment packages, and then over 30,000 plus chokes supplied around the world. 275 mobile offshore units designed by our Gusto MSC group, 413 jacking systems provided by Gusto and our BLM group. We are a world leader in the offshore wind turbine jackup installation space. So we design the vessels, we provide the jacking systems and the cranes. So as you see fixed wind moving forward, you'll probably see the NOV logo on side of it. We've delivered almost 10,000 cranes. We also have a company that provides lay capacity, reel lay equipment, and we've got a capacity of 5,600 tons, the world's largest pipe lay reel. And then finally, we've got all electric cranes, which provides 95% CO2 emission reduction. So a lot of numbers, a lot of stats there, but the hope is you understand the depth of the organization and why it's important to bring us in early to support your development. So what are some of the challenges for FPSOs and FLNGs around the world? It's all about efficiency. It's all about uptime, maintaining that uptime, and being very effective at what you do. So that's where you're seeing a lot of AI. You're seeing a lot of process systems around digital that can provide those tools to improve your efficiency of your vessels. Get more personnel off of the vessels and out of the danger zones. Critical business, saves you money, but it's also safe, and the more we can do that, the better the operations offshore. Making sure these projects are on time. Some of these FPSOs going into Brazil now are almost $4 billion. So $4 billion a year late is a lot of impact to your financials. So developing tools and solutions that give you schedule certainty is critical. Uptime, of course, that's in the efficiency. And now it's about lower emissions. That's very important for our operators around the world. How can we lower your emissions? Is it through smarter AI tools in the production process space where you use less heat and less energy? Is it the ability to, on the drill rig, manage your power supply so you maximize that and you have less emissions from that? Or it may be in terms of the design of our fiberglass, for example. Fiberglass uses quite less CO2 to manufacture and deliver than steel. So there is emissions gain from the actual products themselves and not just the operation itself. So these are some of the pieces that our customers are looking at. And then finally, partnering. As we see a lot of mergers and acquisitions, we're seeing less capable suppliers out there. The yard space is getting tight. We recommend, as I said earlier, let's partner, let's get together early. That doesn't mean you have to buy everything from us, but the message there is that we can optimize and develop and provide solutions that really bring value to your developments. So I just want to touch on a few of the business and highlight some of the areas where we're acting on those challenges. So as I mentioned, NOV is the world's largest offshore rig provider of complex equipment. We're working in a couple space. One of them is robotics to get people off of the drill floor and out of the harm's way. So we have installed robotics and they're in operation around the world, and we're getting a lot of excitement around increasing those and bringing people completely off the drill rig floor. We also have our enhanced driller command over equipment. So our Novo systems, which overrides and overlooks all of the other drilling systems to maximize the drill speed, efficiency, and hitting the zones quicker and faster and safer. We also are working on red zone management, which is a tool which actually tracks every human being in the firing line on the rig, know where they are, why they're in that space, or are they in the wrong space, should they be moved out of that space, triggering alarms for the people to move them out of harm's way. And then, as we said, remote access for real-time understanding of operations. So that's the AI piece, being able to sit at your computer at your desk and see what's happening in your rig offshore, as well as working through reduced downtime and improved effectiveness. So that's just a few areas where we're working. We also have power management systems where we're able to look at the use of power and ramp up and ramp down accordingly, and can save sometimes 20 to 30% of emissions by really managing that power over the lifetime of the rig. Process systems, there again, it's about the concept optimization, the operational optimization, the digitalization and improved performance, and our low manned approach and lower emissions. So as a provider of a complete topside minus power and compression, we understand that entire process system. So maximizing that for lower emissions, better efficiency and energy use, and applying that to your products and your solutions is something that we're very proud to deliver. Delivery security, as that execution security, as we mentioned, it's the right models, the right balance of risk, and also partnership with the critical technology and long lead items. I think this is an area across the board where companies, again, can get engaged a little bit earlier and really work to make sure we're delivering the best solutions that deliver. And you know, what we are seeing in terms of the project execution is better alignment in long lead items and understanding what's the critical path and where you need to head to get the most out of it. And then production security around process guarantees. APL, we talked about their track record and they're proven and reliable, but they also have efficient designs. If you look against their competitors for their buoys and disconnectable buoys, much more lower weight with a smaller footprint, more standardized and more efficient in terms of operational. We've got disconnectable buoys in the Gulf of Mexico and Australia, so for hurricanes, cyclones, they can disconnect from the FLNG or FPSO, move out of the way, come back and reconnect. So these are very complicated technologies when you're in 1,500 meters, 2,000 meters of water. We can help optimize that for you. And then again, that complete life cycle partnership. Flexible pipe, as I mentioned, around the ability to install faster, but in shallower water or in areas where you have a lot of vessel motion, it gives you the flexibility to produce in those areas. We have 3 production sites, one's in Kallenberg, one's in Porto Açu, and then we also have a machine shop in Glen Ross. Petrobras is very, very active in that space right now, so if you are looking at a project with flexible pipe, you need to definitely get with us early because there's long lead times in that space. We want to make sure we capture the value and get you in the queue. Lower emissions to make, and we'll go beyond just the delivery of the pipe and all that after service and support that comes with it. These are some of the other groups we had mentioned under our marine and construction group. So our lifting and handling, Gusto, Remacut, BLM, our heavy lift, and then we have NOV Korea, which we manufacture a lot of our cranes and our heavy lift equipment. And here again, it's that expertise over hundreds of years developing and deploying these technology. I didn't mention earlier, but NOV, even down the downturn, we continue to invest in R&D and technology, and those tools we developed during that time are now being applied and are actively part of these developments. So we're not going to stop spending money on technology. We just need to know from the customer where are we heading, what's important to you, how do we improve your performance. Integrated systems, so maximize the ROI, support and services, and then added value throughput, complete life cycle partnership. So those are some examples of where we can bring value. Talked about fiberglass. It's 1/3 to 1/6 the weight of steel. It's easy to install and strong, reduces your carbon footprint, and it's an engineered product, so it's not just dumb fiberglass anymore. It's engineered to design for your specific applications to increase the performance. You can see here, this is our onshore product, FiberSpar. So this is actually for production onshore, so fast to deploy, low corrosion, and long uptime. Excel Systems, our conductor and connector business. A lot of the similar discussions we've had, but I think the key there is they're reliable and fast in terms of their connections and our responsiveness to customers. We're around the world, so we can get these equipment in quickly. We have a global supply chain that's innovative and purpose-built for operations. And then the CapEx, it's a quick installation solution. So there's the conductors in the well, but then there's the conductor-supported platforms where you can bring the conductors up, put your small platform on it, and install that with a drill rig versus bringing in other vessels. So we see a lot of opportunities in shallow water West Africa where these conductor-supported platforms bring a lot of value. And so a lot of information for you there. Just going to end up, and I really want to just go back to this slide that we showed earlier around the life cycle. And I will get there, a little bit of animation to run through here. I think this is the key message. You know, there's technologies and solutions for FPSOs and FLNGs. They've been around for a long time. But how do you get the least amount of impact to your execution? How do you get the highest uptime? How do you get the product that delivers every day, on time, and where you want it to be? And it's about that early engagement. So don't just engage your engineering firm, don't just engage your major contractors, come to your OEM providers, because that's where you get the most bang for your buck. So with that, I'll say thank you very much, and I appreciate your attention, and I'll take any questions you may have. Any questions? So I sold everybody. Y'all buy into this model, it looks like? All right, I did my job. No, but I really appreciate your time. Thank you very much. I hope you enjoyed the show, and NOV is here to support you, so thank you very much.